Look at your fucking face, dude.
I know, it's not sunburned.
Neither was mine.
It will be after today. Welcome back.
We just got on a domestic. Ryan thinks I'm going to get sunburned out here, but I disagree.
I don't think I know.
Dude, this guy. Once again, people, here we go, Mr. Perry.
Here we go,
Speaking
Mr. Perry.
nonsense.
You know what? Just simmer down. Cool you down with the ice cold puppy. Here you go, sir.
This episode is not brought to you by 805, but it should be.
Because it's ice cold.
Should we get sponsors for the podcast?
Absolutely.
We've had a lot of people hit us up, like thousands of people.
Like the biggest companies in the world, but we just haven't decided on which one.
We're going to be super picky about the whole situation. Just want to make sure we're, partnering with the right people. Thank you, sir. Oh, shit, I took a sip.
Nice cheers.
Yep, I just realized that. Well, whatever.
I almost was going to speak into
You're going to speak into your...
Speak into my beer. Cheers to the first, as Frog calls it, Porta Poddy field cast.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to start doing these
Whatever.
podcasts out here in the wilderness somewhere or on the beach. And we've been throwing around the idea of calling it either the Porta Poddy, like portable podcast, or Fieldcast as like a subset series of the normal Bump Coffee podcast that will probably just mainly take place in either the Lucadia shop or the warehouse. But yeah, let us know what you think in all the comments on YouTube. Just been firing on the comments on YouTube, so make sure you slide in there before you get
make
lost.
sure you get in there when we give a giveaway, because there's so many comments, you'll win instantly. All you have to do is just put a period in the comment, and you'll win when we do a giveaway.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Well, on the way out here, we were talking, just talking about everything, and one of the things that came up was the new Ford Raptor R, and we were talking about the Raptor R versus the Dodge TRX. Apparently, Ryan watched the video where the TRX smoked it by a whole car length.
Length and a half.
It doesn't sound like a lot, but in that car racing world, that's a shit ton.
Yeah.
So
Well, there are variables with that. It's like the driver.
Yeah, I don't know. My instant thought, though, is if you're going to race trucks like that, you should have everything should be a constant. The drivers should be pretty fucking comparable. They should have driven the trucks before. They should know how to drive the trucks. They should know how to drag race, all that kind of shit, right? What I was really thinking was if the TRX is out and it's got, whatever, how much horsepower does it have?
700.
700 horsepower.
something.
And then you come out with this Raptor R, Ford does, and they put a V8 back in it. Is it turboed?
Supercharged 700 horsepower V8.
Okay, so they're basically trying to compete with the TRX. Yet the TRX dusts it. And in my mind, I'm just like, why the fuck would Ford not just buy a TRX, fucking learn everything about it inside and out, reverse engineer everything, fucking race it, down a quarter mile, get the time, and then just build something that's going to beat it.
Yeah.
Just purely to avoid YouTube videos of it getting beat by a TRX.
Yeah.
I
mean,
this is a pure just pissing contest.
Well, that's just, who's got the most horsies, the most torque, all that. But the thing is, I think the drivers were, I saw the start. Everything looks like pretty on. It's just the TRX, there's factors, right? Did the Raptor have more slippage? Did this, did that, whatever? Or maybe the TRX in a straight line is faster on a drag race. But I would think that at that level, somebody buying a $120,000 truck isn't going to buy it just to go do drag races. Now I've heard and had reviews that in the off-road and in the suspension and all that, the Raptor is where it takes over.
Oh, really? So, like,
Yeah.
off-road.
Yeah, like in a drag race, the TRX got the whole, big, beastie monster of a truck. But when it comes to, mobbing a truck, both stock, taking them down to Baja, I think that the Raptor is going to be a better bet because they've had years and years of the Raptor to fine-tune it for that type of application. Dodge always comes out with just more power, more torque, more whatever. So, yeah, that's cool in a straight line. But if I want to go do burnouts and mob around town, I'm going to pick I'm going to pick a TRX. But if I'm going to go to Baja and do a trip, I'm going to take the Raptor.
Oh, okay.
That's how I feel about that.
Which is kind of weird, though, because a lot of the times I see videos of Raptors kind of being broken down in fucking Baja.
Oh, for sure.
But is it because they are so capable that they're just fucking maxing them out? And
yeah, they're not just driving down a
inevitably
normal dirt road and breaking down. They're fucking putting those things to the test. Now, I think also a lot of people go and get a Raptor and think that, oh, it's a Raptor and it's got bigger shocks, so I'm going to jump this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good idea.
But then when you see Raptors like on the Raptor run, those guys, and you got the fully linked, long track, like super built-up Raptors, yeah, they break them, but it's also because they're going 100 miles an hour down a road that's got bumps this high.
Yeah.
Don't know. We don't have them, so I guess it really doesn't fucking matter.
We would take one, though, if Ford reached out and said, hey, you know what, guys, let's get you guys a test.
Or if Mossy
yeah,
down at Dodge decided he wanted to give us a TRX to...
Well, maybe he could hook it up with both because they have a Ford dealership, too.
Oh.
Maybe we talked to him about that.
Yeah. Which one are you going to take?
I'll take both.
You get one, I get one, so which one are you going to have?
I think I would go Raptor.
Okay, I'll take the TRX just to do burnouts and shit.
I think the Raptor just has a little bit of an edge in the design, how it looks. But I don't know, the fucking TRX. Okay, curveball. Toyota comes out with something equivalent. How do you feel about that?
I would love it as long as they had a V8.
That's what I'm saying.
I know,
something equivalent.
Okay, well, equivalent to them could be like, oh, this super turbo fucking 2.0 liter.
The V6 Raptors sound like shit.
I don't care what their performance, they sound so bad, it's just against everything that I believe in.
I feel like your testosterone is lowered when you drive one of those.
I mean, you see the dude who steps out of one of those.
Oh shit! Damn.
I'm kidding. I know a lot of bad.
I got a V6 Tacoma, so
I got a lot of bad motherfucker friends that have those, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But if Toyota came out,
but it's funny because every time we see one, we're like, oh fuck. Bet you wish it was a V8.
Yeah, guaranteed. Every single dude that drives one is like, fuck.
I would swap it.
They see
if I had the money to buy a Raptor, I would buy a Raptor and then put a V8 in it.
Or I'd just wait till I'd either buy the first gen that had the V8.
Yeah, those ones are the sickest.
Those are the sickest ones to me.
The Access Cab
first gen
is the sickest thing ever.
Or just get the Raptor R, and that's
what does the R stand for?
Race, maybe.
Raptor Race.
Raptor, like the R version, Red or Racer or Rocket.
I really do think though that if Toyota came out with something equivalent with the Tundra, the way that the Tundra looks, especially when somebody like the C4 guys get a hold of one, you know, those guys from South Dakota.
Oh yeah, those
when they start throwing their bumpers
mean.
And they fucking do their whole deal on those things, they look like they got a lot of bounce to them.
Yeah,
they got clearance. They're mean. Yeah, you throw that V8 in there. Those have V8s, don't they?
The new ones?
The Tundras?
No,
they don't.
The new ones have like some sort of turbo thing going on again.
See, V8. Throw a fucking badass V8 in there.
Well, they're just trying to compete with like the power plus the MPG. But if you're buying a truck, no one gives a fuck about MPG. You don't buy a truck for MPG. You buy a truck to fucking haul ass and do cool shit.
I wish Toyota would take. I wish Toyota would apply their Central American, South American, Asian mindset to their American vehicles. Because dude, I'll see these fucking 4x4 diesel Hiluxes down in Cabo, and oh my god, that is the fucking ultimate
Emissions.
fucking bullshit.
California, and we're the biggest consumer of those vehicles, so it's like they're going
I
to build
know,
everything that can
but-
come to California, too.
I know, but like they won't even let a Hilux in.
Mm-mm.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Because when if those cars started coming in, they would outperform and outlast than the plastic shit that they have here.
Ugh. That's
But here
so
they got
annoying.
us on a revolving door because they built something just good enough to when they come out with something else and it's like, fuck, I got to get another one. But those,
Well, I do feel like the Toyota longevity is starting to taper off, but they have such a good brand. I mean, they still have really fucking good cars, and their whole, ethos is solid. But I do feel like those early 2000s, like up to maybe 2010, that kind of zone is like sort of when they started to go a little bit more. I don't know how to call it, mainstream in the sense of how they build their trucks and cars and whatnot. Like,
Probably.
not as solid. Because you
Maybe.
look at some of those old Toyotas, those things are fucking bulletproof, dude.
yeah.
Look at some of those old Land Cruisers, like the 60 Series Land Cruisers.
But I also think you look at the terrain of Central, South America, all those other places, it's not like how we have here.
No, I know. I
That
just
shit
wish.
needs to
I
be
guarantee. I mean,
bulletproof.
it's people will fucking import old Land Cruisers from Australia, fucking Japan, wherever, just because they know, like, oh, that, or Colombia. Colombia's got great Land Cruisers, but then again, emissions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're old enough, you can get them in here. There's this one company out of Texas called Black Dog Traders that does all those old FJ40s and then the FJ45s, which is like the longer version of the FJ40. The FJ45 or 43, I can't remember exactly which one it is. I think the 43 might be a truck. The 45 is the longer.
I don't really know.
I'd have to go back and check, but the longer FJ40, just a tad longer, is the sickest fucking. That's like my dream truck. But those things are expensive as fuck.
Yeah. So
They're
Toyota
sick.
needs to come out with, which they will, comparable vehicle as the Raptor and the TRX, and just throw a V8 and supercharge it. That's all you gotta do. Supercharge a V8, and then do some Toyota shit, and boom.
Yeah. Man, I just wish they would make a new car, but like in the old style.
Like
Like
styling.
like the interior and stuff, like obviously you have like a fucking touchscreen and all that kind of shit, but just make it feel super solid, well
do you like
built.
the super red interior that like a lot of the new Toyotas have?
I haven't seen that.
TRD ones, or the Pros, or the TRD. It's fucking it's
full
red
red?
leather.
Full
everything.
red?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Alec has his he's got a 4Runner that's got the black interior, which is maybe a little bit of red. I don't know,
Like
maybe
little hits.
just a little bit, and it looks dope.
Yeah.
It's so funny, all the trims. You could get the same exact truck, but maybe just the trim is different, and it changes the whole entire look and feel and vibe of the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Wheels and tires are definitely the first thing.
Yeah.
Two different vehicles when you throw wheels and tires on. But yep.
Well,
So are we going snowboarding today or what?
no, but I lost my fucking sunglasses, and I knew that if it was sunny, which I could check on my phone because we have, a weather app. I knew that if it was sunny, the sun was just gonna be popping off this fucking snow, and I don't want us to be sitting over here fucking squinting the whole entire time. So
Yeah. This is
busted
game
out the
changing.
old Oakleys.
Looking like just kind of give your eyes a little look out there without the glasses and
Nah.
instant blind.
Yeah, no, thanks.
It's beautiful out here.
Yeah, so we're out in Julian. Did I mention that already or no?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so we're out here in Julian, just fucking pulled off on the side of the road, walked, I don't know, a couple hundred yards off, just to get a different landscape and just a different vibe. It's nice and crisp out here. The wind's blowing a little bit.
We're almost up towards Laguna, Mount Laguna. So there's a lot more snow up here for sure than like in Julian Town. And there's not too many people. You come here on a weekend, especially after the last little storms, and my God, you would think that you are, I don't know where you would think, but you would think you're somewhere where it's really fucking packed. This little town would look like a city.
It's like Sundance.
Oh, yeah. Like, you think it's a music festival for all the people, and then they don't know how to drive, and then they're wearing the most insane outfits, thinking they're going to, like, Alaska or some shit, when really it's, like, 6 inches of snow.
Snow fashion is so funny.
Yeah. So come here during the week if you can. Then you don't have to deal with crowds. You don't have to deal with people. We saw a cool couple and their dog that was just walking right now. They're pretty awesome. Dog was really happy
Super
to be in the
sick
snow.
chocolate lab.
Wolfie's not here because if he was
gets
sitting
too
here,
cold.
yeah, right. That dude's. If he was sitting here, he'd be crying so loud because he'd want to go out and run, and I got to sit here. I can't go chase him. So,
What kind of training did you guys do with Wolfie?
we did absolutely no training with him.
No training.
No
I would
training.
have thought you would have done some training coming with your dad, being a dog trainer.
Well, I mean, training as like bear stuff, like when I call him to come and give him like a treat and like reinforce that basic stuff like that so that he comes. But as for his demeanor and like, I didn't have to do anything. It was I just started him young as a puppy for like the first month of like being hard on him of like what he can't do, sit, shake, all that basic shit, and like nose and him understanding, and then he just carried that, and he just happens to be a really really sick dog that's like so mellow and just like wants to chill and follow you. He's like, if I let him off right now, he'd probably go walk around a bit, but he would like look, making sure like, oh shit, like how far am I from you?
Yeah.
He's not just gonna bolt. Like one morning when he was about, 3 months old, 4 months old, something like that. I was going to the shop and I was like, you know what? When am I gonna start throwing this guy in the back of my truck? Fuck it, he's going in right now. Luckily, it was at 5 a.m. or like 6 a.m. where there was no traffic in Leucadia. But I was like, I'm just gonna test him around town. I've been waiting for like when he's bigger or whatever, but I'm like, no. Threw him in there, and I just had the windows down, and anytime he would kind of peek over, I would just holler at him, and he knew that my holler meant a certain holler that I give him means like he's in trouble. Or
Give
like,
us an example of what that sounds like.
hey. Nah, I just tell him like, hey. And he knows when I'm like, hey, Wolfie, or like I give him one of those, and
It's
he's
the
like,
tone, it's tonality.
yeah, he's like, oh shit, like that meant he's like, that's not okay. And then from then on, now it's weird. Now people trip when they're like, oh, you put your dog in the back? Or like when I pull up at every stop sign, somebody's like, oh my God, that's so cool, your dog's in the back.
Do you leash him in there or you just throw him in raw?
I just threw him raw.
Yeah.
It does help that the training for that, because my GMC, the bed is pretty deep and he was small, that he like in Mo's truck in the Tundra, the bed's like this deep.
He could like step over it.
Yeah. But in mine, that kind of held him. And I think just starting, just like children, I haven't raised kids, but I've seen and been around my brother and seen a lot of kids. You start these things young and it just attaches to them and they just carry that. And so now Wolfie isn't, I would like to like spend a lot of time in open spaces of like him going pretty far and getting him back. That's probably my biggest thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's a good fucking dog, man.
Yeah, it's funny how
Get yourself a Wolfie.
It's funny how I think they respond super well to crate training.
Oh, sorry. I guess that was training. Yeah,
Yeah.
he fucking was crate trained like a son of a gun.
Yeah, crate training kind of makes them understand their place in the pack.
Yep.
Of the family, right?
They want to be led. Dogs want to be
They want
led.
to know their position. Like they want to be alpha, but once they know that they're not alpha, they definitely want to be led.
Yeah.
And so you got to there's a period of time where they want to buck a little bit, but you do a couple things that make them realize that they're not the top dog, and then they just fall in line.
Yep.
Porter was a pretty feisty one for a while, but now I can take him off leash and I can walk him around the block and he's not going to go anywhere. It's pretty funny how that all works. But actually, one time, I think I was telling you this the other day, when I lived in San Francisco, I had Porter in the back of the truck, but I had a leash on him because he was fucking crazy. Dude, he's a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. He would go fucking nuts anytime we were going anywhere. And I was with Justin, and Lucy was in the back too with him.
Lucy was what dog? Was that the Rottweiler?
No, she was like a black lab mix.
Yeah.
But they were both in the back of the truck. We were in San Francisco, and we were going to Christie Field to take the dogs to the water, and Porter fucking jumped out the driver's side of the truck bed, and because he had his leash on, he basically like hung himself, and I saw it in my side mirror, pulled over, fucking grabbed him
Was
and
his
tossed.
feet touching the ground?
Barely? No,
Not even his hind?
No, he was fucking hanging. And
Oh
I
my God.
tossed him in the back, scolded his ass, and then I fucking brought him inside because I didn't want that to happen again. But, yeah, you got to start that kind of shit young. Like, he was a little bit older. He was probably like 6-7 months at that point. So he was like super springy, energetic, and just didn't give a shit about anything. But the crate training, and then actually, have you ever read the book Family Dog?
No, but I think my brother had that, and
I gave it to your brother.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When he had when he got
Maybe I can't remember. Maybe I did, or maybe I watched him read it and got cliff notes from him.
Well, the biggest thing that comes from that book is the fact, like probably it's changed now, but 5-10 years ago, people, the general idea of dog training was wait till they're 6 months old to start training them. Well, this book is like, no. You need to start training them as soon as you get them, like 12. If you can get them at 8 weeks old and start training them, you will be that much better when they're older.
I think we got Wolfie at 9 weeks.
Yeah, so as soon as you get a dog, if you want to get them as soon as possible, because the 12-week thing is like, yeah, they got to get a certain amount of shots and all that kind of shit. But with their litter, if like certain dogs start to progress a little bit more, start to get stronger or whatever, then like their personalities will develop based on like their litter. So like if one is a little bit more alpha or a little bit bigger and starts kind of bullying the other ones, it'll kind of change their personality.
Yeah.
So you want to it's kind of weird, but you want to get them away from their litter as soon as possible so that they're fully moldable.
Yeah.
And you start training them right away, starting with just small stuff like the crate training, and then going outside to go pee and take a shit and all that kind of stuff. And it only takes a little bit of time, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, this thing's a little machine. It just knows exactly what to do.
Yep. That's, like instantly. I don't know, because those dogs are so fucking smart, especially depending on the breed. Wolfie is half husky, so he's mouthy and kind of has that. And then the other half is black lab and Australian shepherd. So it's like the shepherd is a smart freaking dog, and
Move the mic a little closer.
He just picks up everything. Like the first time he learned how to like lift his leg and pee was from Benito and Michelle's dog Poncho. We were camping, and Poncho went and pissed, and Wolfie was just following him around the whole camping trip. And all of a sudden, I saw Wolfie go, whoa, lift his leg and pee, and I was like, oh shit, it just started. So they pick shit up like that because he hadn't been around too many dogs that would lift their legs and pee. But one thing that is funny, before I forget, the first time I took Wolfie in the back on the freeway, I forgot he was in the back of the truck.
Oh shit!
I was cruising around town, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna take the freeway right now. And so I just started mobbing, and then I saw movement, and I look in my rear view, and I see Wolfie, and he wasn't doing anything, but he was just like kind of barking, and like, because he gets super excited when the wind kind of like agitates his hair and like gets all his fur off
his feathers.
But then for a second I was like, oh fuck, like Wolfie's in the back, and I'm like, nah, this dude's been in the back of the truck for so long. Like I'm going 10 miles faster than I go on Coast Highway in Carlsbad. You know what I mean? It's 55.
You ever see
there.
a black GMC just going 55 miles an hour?
It's 55 over by like North Pono. So you go 65, 70 on the freeway, but the wind's so strong that Wolfie then tucks. He's not like trying to look over the edge. He's like tucked back.
That's the best, is when they're just like, cool, I'm along for the ride. I'm going to curl up in the corner and just chill out and try to stay warm.
No, it's good.
There's nothing better than being like up in the mountains and see a couple hunting dogs in the back of a truck just like chilling. This is like everyday behavior for them,
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
Dogs are fucking sick. They're literally the best fucking thing.
Best. They're so cool.
Yeah. You get a good one.
Yeah.
But you can make every dog. You can train dogs like to be cool, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like they're also their energy does
They take on the personality of the people that own them.
absolutely. So if somebody's all wigged out and strung out, their dog's probably gonna feel that same thing because however you're acting at the house, like there was times where I would come home and take a nap, and Wolfie would just take a nap next to me because he's like, okay, I guess this is what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is my alpha, and I just follow him around, and he's laying down, so I'm gonna lay down next to him.
Yeah. God,
Which is kind of cool.
It would be sick to go on like a backpacking trip with a dog.
Yeah, that would be really awesome.
The first time I went hunting with
And let him eat like squirrels and shit, rabbits.
The first time I went hunting with Nick and his buddy Boomer brought his like cattle dog, and it was sick.
Dude, cattle dogs got the endurance and the smarts.
Well, I asked
Those
him,
dogs are insane.
because we were hunting deer, and I was like, is this dog gonna like spook all the deer? And dude, we would like hike to go glass or something, and the dog would come with us, and then Boomer would just tell the dog to chill out, and like the dog would just fucking like sit down under a bush and like just chill. But it was cool because in that area there's so many fucking cats that you kind of almost it made me feel way more secure because you're like going, you're pretty deep in the mountains, and like having a dog there to like
they're so aware.
Yeah, to notify you, or I hate to say it, to like
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a nice little security.
Absolutely.
But dogs are fucking sick. There's one guy from damn it,
Where's damn it?
No, there's this one guide up in like the Northwest Territories of Canada, like the Yukon and shit, that hunts. He's a sheep hunting guide, and he had a dog that they would take with them because there's so many bears that they wanted something that would either, notify them that there was a bear or distract.
Yeah, while they got away.
Like they could bark at a bear while they can like just a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah.
Because if there's something barking at it, especially if you have a couple dogs, that's gonna protect you a little bit. And I've watched videos with some guys like Brian Call and Ryan Lampers. They've been talking about getting bear dogs when they go in these backcountry hunts, just for protection, and they can carry a little bit of weight. And yeah, animals are crazy, man. It's fucking wild that they'll just fucking, you can train them to like work,
How do you think it would be? So for that style of hunting,
hold the mic closer to your face.
How do you think it would be? How do you think it would be if you had a wolf dog with you?
Fuck.
So I watched a lot of things on wolves. Apparently, wolf dogs, the combination is like pretty dangerous because they have the wild wolf in them.
Dangerous in the sense of like,
I'll explain.
like okay.
Dangerous to own them.
Like they might bite your face off?
Because, so naturally wolves are afraid of humans.
Yeah.
So, because they're unsure, they're afraid. First reaction is afraid. But as a wolf, it'll rip us to shreds. Now, you pair that mentality with a dog mentality that isn't afraid of human and super curious. And then it's like, it could potentially bring that viciousness closer because it's not, if we saw a wolf right now and started walking towards it, it's going to go off. You see a dog, you know what I mean? Depends.
Maybe. I've heard stories of wolves like trying to hunt people.
For sure. I'm just saying generally,
yeah,
as human and wolf interaction, the wolves are kind of going to bug out. Like, obviously, they could kill us and eat us in a second. But mixing that with a house dog or just any, a dog, like the combination sometimes gets tricky.
Well, it's like it misfires, right? Like,
yeah, because
the dog part will take over, and then
it can switch.
It'll get close to you, and then all of a sudden the dog part switches off, and the wolf comes on, and it's like, oh.
And I saw a video
I'm gonna eat you.
of a dude who has wolf dogs. I would still love to get a wolf dog if I like had it trained and all that.
Fucking huge.
They're My grandma's
I
neighbor
was
had
gonna
one.
say.
Oh my god! And I have a photo of it. It's the biggest, scariest looking thing, but it's so sick.
What do they weigh? Like 180, 190 pounds?
That one was probably like 160,
Oh shit!
but like proportionate. You know what I mean? Like think
Yeah.
about
Well, they got like tall legs.
big legs. Their paws are huge, but like skinny, not like big old clumpy things. Big old thick tail
Yeah.
that doesn't curl, so just a big old straight tail, and then the head and the ear. I mean, in the eyes. The whole thing is just awesome. But this guy had it at a farm, raised wolf dogs somewhere in wherever the fuck he's at, and he was playing with one, and he had some people come in and be like, hey, like this is we want to show you how the combination gets kind of tricky, and he's like playing with the dog, and it's kind of got the doggy mentality, and then all of a sudden, whatever it is, he didn't like something on the dude or something, and kind of like got like fucking wolfy.
Aggressive.
He got scary, dude. The mouth open and then he kind of got all crazy, and it was like, oh, okay. And the guy had like his techniques because he was a trainer, but he was showing the people like, hey, he's fun and cool, and it's a wolf dog. Like he's dog, but you saw how fast
It switches.
Like maybe you step on his paw, and he pisses him off, and the next thing you know, he's like
eating your face. Dude, have you seen
something like that.
Have you seen there's this Instagram where it's like this lynx. You know what a lynx is?
The cat?
Yeah.
The cat with like the little pointy little things?
Yes.
Yeah.
This dude, I don't know who it is, but they have this fucking pet lynx, and like he'll go to feed it, and the thing goes and like will get all crazy. I'm like, bro, first of all, normal cats freak me the fuck out because
their
I don't want
claws
to get scratched in the face and shit.
Yeah.
But imagine I think they declawed it, so maybe that like.
Maybe.
But I don't know because this thing will just climb a tree in 1 second.
Yeah.
Going back to the wolves though, you told me about that the sea wolves show.
Oh, the documentary of BC.
Oh my
Is that
god,
the
it's
coolest
on
shit
Vancouver
ever?
Island. That's where Taryn's from.
Isn't that the
Those
coolest shit?
fucking things run up the north side of the island. So crazy. That one puppy that was like left behind for like.
How sad did that make you?
I was like, fuck, little dude.
I'm like, fuck, they're really gonna film this poor little wolfie.
He sprained his
like,
ankle.
Dude, he twisted his ankle, and they said, you're fucked. And
But
then
I liked that the dad came back for him. That was sick.
The little boy was just sitting there howling by himself. They made it super dramatic, of course.
Yeah, probably a couple hours that he was.
Yeah, they probably left him for literally 10 minutes, but they made it look like it was days.
Oh man.
But
dude, those wolves are fucking badass, dude.
Which
the way that they scavenge, they'll hunt little mice and shit. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, so here's a tangent on this. With wolves, we obviously see that huskies are the closest, like the next breed to a wolf, and then so on, and it trickles down, shepherds and whatever.
What about a chihuahua? Where does that fit in?
Where the fuck did those types of dogs come from?
Dude, I have no idea.
Did they come from rodents that maybe bred with something? Like a Maltipoo or like those little fucking dogs? Like, where did they come from?
Potentially. I don't know. If you start looking into the history of each breed, it is
I guess
so
I haven't done that.
Bizarre in terms of how it comes to be, and then how it gets recognized through the AKC. All that kind of stuff is such a trip. Well, I just know Chesapeake Bay Retrievers because I have one, but it's like 2 dogs came on a boat from Newfoundland, and then they bred with these 2 other dogs, and that was like the origin. So, and then like they kept breeding them in the Chesapeake area.
But before that, I'm talking.
And then the dog didn't become like recognized. Yeah, this is starting in like the 1800s. I don't even know about before, but like
a wolf dates back to.
Oh yeah. And
then a husky looks like a wolf.
Yeah.
Like it's got very similar characteristics. It's like I could see how that over however many years, 1,000 or 500, whatever it is.
Oh, you can see the
transitions.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So where the hell does a bulldog come from a wolf? Or like in Africa or Australia, you have the dingoes or like the coyotes. Like And then you see the dogs, and I can see how that transitions, but where does it go with these mutant dogs? Which I used to have bulldogs. They're cool as shit, but they're, when I think about a primal dog, those things stand no chance. How the hell did it get to there?
I don't know. But what's also cool is like when we were in Peru and we were seeing those those dogs up there, the little mountain dogs. Actually, you know who has a dog like that is Brendan and Danny. They have Danny was like hiking, I think it's in Peru or I don't know, somewhere in South America, and she saw this dog and just brought it back with her from the States. But this dog is like a full-on mountain dog from South America.
That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty sick.
I'm going to research and see on the next podcast. I will do a tidbit on it. How they all, like how a bulldog came out of
the
a
origin,
wolf.
the history. Yeah, you got it. Your homework is to give a
I will
report.
do a presentation on that shit. Like, how the hell did that happen?
You should get one of those. You should get one of those trifold things from the science fair. And set
The
it
shit
up.
you'd go get printed at Kinko's that your mom would finish for you in the middle of the night.
Oh my god! I remember I'd go to school and my shit would be so tight it would have like a border because my mom was.
We were
so dope.
That
about
was
that.
very lucky situation having that happen.
Oh my god, dude! I remember. That's so funny.
That is a classic thing. But yeah, okay. So I'll have a report back about wolves because right now it's just so
where the
badass.
different
if we had
breeds
some wild dogs out here.
Yeah, you got a bottle opener, bud?
Yeah, it's right here. You can open this next round since I opened the first one.
Okay, hold my mic. Well, I don't.
Okay. Then why'd you even ask?
Well, I just wanted to see where you were.
Well, that knife can also, kill if it needs.
You don't ever use the side like this?
I do, but I just don't like chewing up see how it gets kind of chewed up?
Character.
It's got plenty character. Thank you, sir.
Well, I think
what's funny, real quick, is that we have a cooler and a Yeti to keep the beers cold, but we're in the snow.
Properly chill. 805 is such a sick beer. I did get thrown off for a while though about just the color of the bottle, like made me think that it was a dark beer.
And Firestone Walker, that company, I don't know. For some reason, I just think they make IPAs or something. But this is a delicious, refreshing. If it's ice cold. If it's not ice cold, it ain't that good.
Well, all beer's got to be ice cold, right?
I know, but definitely this one. Like, the colder it gets, the more better.
Yeah. Okay, so a similar animal to wolves to me is fucking orcas.
Oh, dude.
And I love orcas. They
You
are
are
so
an orca.
sick. What?
Somebody said, "You are an orca."
Who said that?
I don't know. Somebody just said that.
Okay, guys. This is Ryan Perry. This is probably be a common theme throughout the rest of the podcast.
So orcas are fucking badass.
Yeah, they're sick as fuck. And Danny, one of my buddies down in Cabo, he's like this freaking marine expedition. I don't know. He knows so much about the ocean and all the fish and the animal, like dolphins and whales and all that kind of shit. And he went up to La Paz to go film and photograph this pod of orcas that hangs out around the southern tip of Baja. And I was asking him, I was like, dude, so what happens like when they come across another pod? Do they beef? Do they fight? And he was like, no, dude. They're so smart that they know they need like the genetic diversity. So the males will swap pods for like whatever, a day or two, and they'll breed so that they they don't inbreed and cause fucked up
Smart
baby
dude.
orcas. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then he was we should totally get him on here. We should do a podcast in Baja with him, like somewhere.
On
and
the fucking boat.
Just freaking pick his brain about all sorts of shit when it comes to the ocean. He's like crazy smart about that. But he was also saying that orcas in different areas will hunt different types of food, right? So like the ones in like the La Paz, Cabo area will hunt stingrays, and they'll fucking hunt dolphins and all this kind of shit. And then the ones up, I guess, like in Greenland and Iceland will hunt just fish and seal. Like it just changes, right?
Yeah.
And then the ones in like Alaska and BC they got a whole different diet, like they're choosing from a whole different menu.
Yep.
Where to me it's so bizarre that they're so smart, and also the fact that they've never attacked anybody in the wild.
Because they know, dude. They know it's like, that's a fucking human. Or
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if they know like the term human, or if they use.
Well, they just know that we're not on the menu, which is so crazy.
That, and they're probably like, they can understand, as we understand when things are really smart.
Yeah.
They can also understand that that's a really smart thing, and like, that's not on my menu, and we both know that.
Yeah. So and then
unless it's a fucking whale charter, then they'd probably see somebody fall overboard and eat that motherfucker that's trying to kill whales.
Dave and Chloe were in the Lucchese shop today, and I don't know how it came up. We started talking about orcas.
We also call Dave the pirate because he's just
Captain Dave.
Dave.
They heard, I don't know where they heard it or whatever, but they were talking about this story that they had heard about a whale or an orca up in, I think, Alaska or like BC or something, and it was a baby that came up to this boat and was acting like super weird, like they were confused at like the way that the whale was acting, and then after a little bit, they started to, like, the people on the boat were like, okay, it kind of seems like it wants us to follow it. So they follow this baby orca, like a good amount of, like, I think like a couple miles or something. And it leads.
Just like offshore, or like
I don't know the
exact.
exact situation, but the baby orca leads this boat to its mom that was wrapped up in a fishnet.
Holy shit.
And they free the people on the boat, are able to like cut it away and free the orca.
That's badass. I mean, why not? Why are we the only ones to be able to think like that? Like, fuck yeah, that's badass.
I know.
Like, that is awesome.
Wow. How much money would you pay to be
an orca?
Yeah.
I mean, for a day, I would pay a lot of money.
Be kind of sick, dude. Be super sick.
But then orcas can't be in the snow like this having a cold beer. So I'd only do it for a day.
Who knows? Maybe there's some sort of
beer that they have.
Maybe they eat something that gives them psychedelic vibes.
Guaranteed, they probably eat some old rotten something, or like all fucked up, like how people eat mushrooms. Maybe they eat an old turtle. Next thing you know, that fucking orca is spinning, dude.
What if the turtles were like the psychedelic mushroom? That would be nuts.
I wouldn't doubt it, because they're pretty psychedelic things.
Well, monkeys and shit, they'll eat mushrooms.
Well, monkeys are fucking, they share a little bit of our DNA.
I have so many weird thoughts about monkeys. Monkeys are like weird.
Yeah, but then every now and you catch one on Instagram where they're like cool ass little, like, it's like a little baby or something.
I like the little ones that are like cute and cuddly.
They like play around with you and like will hang out with you.
But the ones that can easily just flip a switch and they can overpower you and like strangle you and shit, like, ugh.
Like the ones that took over San Francisco.
What?
Planet of the Apes.
Like those ones. Got me excited. I was like, this fucking wild apes in fucking San Francisco.
That would be awesome.
Oh, man.
Rip that place apart.
I mean, it basically is just a fucking zoo, dude.
Fucking
Dude, one time
bullshit up there.
One time, how do you feel about zoos?
You know, I'm not really into them, to be honest. I don't care about how people want to go see them or whatever, but personally, I'm just like, nah, I don't like zoos. I think I think that's fucked that people, I mean, that those animals got to stay in that thing. They would probably rather be dead if they were rescued. Like, that's the other thing. It's like rescue because their mom got killed or whatever the situation is like, well, that's nature, man. So I'm kind of like, eh. And then there's a side of like, well, it educates, kids on, or people to like help preserve these animals that are being this or this and this. But then it's also like, yeah, okay, I get that. But then I also don't. But I also kind of like, well, if you want to go see a lion, go to fucking Africa. Like, there shouldn't be a lion in San Diego. To me, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
That is so weird. And no way you give that. I was like, okay, the wild animal park, that'll be kind of cool.
Have you ever been there?
No, but I'm going to go. Just check it out and see like what it's all about, because people are like, oh no, the lions got mad space. I'm like, oh, they got like mad space, like a whole country in Africa, because that's how they like to roam and shit. No, they got like 2 acres. It's like, dude, what?
2 acres, that's like the morning walk.
Those poor things. I bet you if you asked them, hey, lion, would you rather be dead or sitting here with a bunch of people looking at you, he would say dead.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I'm like, I don't think about zoos too much. Do you like zoos?
No, I think they're fucked. The fact that you're making money off this captive animal that's supposed to be wild, I don't know. I guess sometime, I don't know. It could be the situation, maybe the proceeds are going to research or like preservation or whatever of the animals. But generally speaking, I think most of that money is just going to pay for like, the space and the fucking labor. And then it's like there's a business person behind it trying to.
Yeah, the people who started it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a nonprofit.
They like pinch out
maybe
like a tenth.
Yeah, a lot of nonprofits are fucking bullshit. Like, they just have all these people that are just have crazy inflated salaries and shit. Like, I don't know. Same thing with Oh my god, dude! In the marina in San Jose, in Cabo, there was these fucking dolphins and like sea lions and shit that they had like basically on display where you could like sign up and go fucking swim with a dolphin. Well, Mexico made that illegal. So one day there's fucking dolphins in like captivity. The next day, there's no more dolphins. Where the fuck did they go? They just set them free?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, either that or humans decide this thing won't be able to survive, so we got to fucking kill him.
Euthanize a dolphin? That's fucked up.
I mean, I don't know.
I would think that a dolphin could figure out how to catch a couple of fish.
Yeah. Well, it depends on when they were.
I mean,
when they were caught.
The ocean, like there has to be fish that are funneling through the marina.
Depends on how old they are.
Totally oblivious to like what a fish is.
I think the one thing is they obviously probably eat fish. Like maybe they throw fish and they get the idea that like that's pretty innate. But I think maybe the awareness of predators is what takes them down. Like all of a sudden they're swimming and they don't realize that there's a fucking big ass shark or like a whale or a killer whale, and like those dolphins in Cabo that got booted like a fucking football, dude. Those poor things.
How wild was that video?
And those things were wild dolphins, you know what I mean? So you send out one that's been captive its whole life or whatever.
He runs over there.
Yeah, like, oh, this looks like one of me, and just gets cracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just let the natural world be natural. Just like shade-grown coffee, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
See how we wrapped that around? This whole thing was to bring us back to coffee.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Right now, it is snowy. It's not that cold. It's probably like 40. I think I think it was like 38 when we got out of the truck. 38. The wind chill definitely is what penetrates. But
Speaking of that, I need to throw my jacket on. Can you hold this real quick? Actually, I'll just put it down.
Yeah, just put it down.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
All right, thanks.
Leave. But there is something about a cold beer versus coffee. I mean, I had coffee all morning. Actually, I only had one coffee. I didn't have it all morning. I had it for like 15 minutes. And that was enough for me. And I had an instant coffee today. But right now, ice cold beer just freaking does the trick. And I can't wait to see if Trev's ice bath training has prepared him for today's snow adventure and podcast. Look at that fancy jacket you got there. I wonder where that came from. Shout out to our boy, Jordan Mead. Hooking us up with all the Volcom stuff, which is so sick. See, we should have brought your snowboard, dude. We could have freaking walked you up here and pushed you down. Look at that thing. Thing's mean.
Actually, this is the only reason that I really put it on, so I have a little koozie built in.
Okay, I understand. How much better is that?
Yeah, it just breaks the wind, which is super nice.
All about the wind breaking.
Yeah, baby.
Regardless of everything else, it's usually your digits that kind of get banged up. My thumb, for some reason, just gets cold all the time, probably because I broke it a handful of times, and there's like scar tissue or something that just like freezes up and it makes my thumb all achy.
Isn't that weird? How do you break up scar tissue? Do you think there's a threshold when you need to do it before, like, or it's just kind of fucked, or do you think you could still do it later on?
I mean, that's what I was kind of told, and I've kind of experienced that. I think you're supposed to break it up through like deep, like hard tissue work.
Yeah.
But then I think there's just residual shit because your hand's so bony and there's only so much you can do to it.
I want to get stem cells.
That would be nice. I'll put them right in this fucking thumb, dude.
Stem cells sound sick. And there's this clinic down in Tijuana. Seriously.
I know. Of course TJ would have it. TJ's got the cartel and they got fucking stem cells. You could probably buy the stem cells from the cartel.
They got the dope shit too. I would for sure do that. I would do that at my knee. My right knee. What else?
Wow.
We just get caught enjoying the...
I'm just enjoying the view. We'll have to do a little turnaround just so everybody can see what we're also looking at. Because, it's good to just get away. Regardless of this podcast and regardless of the snow, there's so many days during the week that I'm always looking to just bolt out here. Because it is only an hour and a half, and I do have a handful of spots. And you can just come out here and enjoy nature and not be so, packed with people and things going on when you live by the beach, which is also fucking awesome. But every now and then you just need a little clearance. So for all you fellers that live down by the beach, by the shops or whatever, if you guys don't come out here, normally I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you any of my camp spots or spots like that, but this is a great fucking place. This is Julian, man.
Would you ever live in an igloo?
An igloo? An igloo?
I don't know.
I would for sure like spend some like a weekend
would love
or like
to go do an Airbnb in an igloo.
I'm just interested. I'm just curious about like I
Could
gotta
you-
fucking sleep in like you know what I mean?
I'm trying to find the fucking... There's a pocket on this bastard.
So, yeah, highly recommend. Come on out to the snow. Come on out to the East County, San Diego. There's more than just the beach, I promise you.
Are you getting paid to say that or what?
No, it's just sometimes I feel like I talk to people and they're just like, oh my God, surf sucks, or what am I supposed to do with my life because I could only do one thing. It's like, dude, fucking get outdoors. Like, go drive an hour and come out to the mountains, go hike and just look at nature because it fucking like soothes your soul. I'm not even kidding. This is like so amazing.
Yeah, there is something about being out in nature for sure. It's very peaceful. I like it.
Do you actually like it?
Dude, I'm the nature boy.
Yeah, no, this is nice, man. And if you can catch it with a little snow, that's also a bonus because then you can throw a fucking
Here is
snowball
my
at people.
one thing about nature that I do not like.
Are you saying nature like off the ocean? Because the ocean is
No, I'm talking nature. Anywhere you go. in
natural
nature.
element.
The one thing that I do not like, freaking mosquitoes. They love me.
Yeah.
And, they eat me alive. Anytime I can't.
Well, there ain't no fucking mosquitoes out here. They're smarter than that. They're like,
but
they stay in the tropics, homie.
No, but during the summer there'll be mosquitoes out here like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Mosquitoes and ticks, actually. Ticks are creepy.
I haven't had any tick encounters, so
You never had a tick?
I've never
I've had one, I think.
a tick. No, thank
Wolfie's
God.
never got a tick?
No.
Man, they're the weirdest thing.
The ticks look at Wolfie and like, there's too much fucking fur. I ain't climbing through that shit.
No, they like that.
No,
nice
I
and
know.
warm in there.
No, he's never had a tick because, I don't know why.
Yeah, ticks are fucked up, man.
They are fucked up.
Yeah.
But mosquitoes are a bitch too.
When did this snow fall? Like this last week? Or has
This
this
one?
been here for a couple weeks?
This last night.
This was?
Last 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Or over the weekend. I don't think maybe there was because we had 2 weeks of like rain where there was like good snow.
But was it cold enough?
Part of it wasn't cold and it rained, so it washed it all away.
Yeah.
Which is why down at Cuyamaca, you saw that fucking, which normally is like a big old open field, is a fucking part of the lake now.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
That wasn't lake. That was all field because the lake has that little dam thing that we fished that one time.
I caught a fucking nice trout in there
Yeah.
that we tried to eat. Tastes like goddamn garbage.
It literally tasted so fucking
Dude,
bad, bro.
Like first cast, caught this solid little trout.
And we were like, oh shit, we're gonna catch fish here.
We were so psyched.
It was like negative
I
a
hadn't caught a
million
fish in
degrees.
like years, but caught that day. We were like, we're keeping it. We fucking cooked it. It tasted so bad.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that was funny.
So yeah, that was all probably runoff from up here, and then it snowed, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or whatever, or Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Last night, or let's see, what's today? Today Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
today's
last night
Tuesday.
it dumped, and then today it just chilled. So 6 inches over the weekend. It's not bad.
No.
We're at 5,000, almost 6,000 feet.
I know.
So it's like it's ripe to snow. We've been up here where it had some fucking snowballs, bro. Like, remember?
Thickies, yeah.
Like off that trail when we camped a couple of years ago, it was like snowing proper. Like I hadn't seen snowballs that big in I don't know how fucking long. So it can definitely snow.
Honestly, we need to open a coffee shop in the snow.
I know.
There's something about the snow that I just love that vibe of cold jackets, inside boot, like all that kind of shit.
Well, hot
just the
coffee
little
tastes
thing.
so good that way.
Oh,
That's
my
like being
God.
by the beach. It's a comparable to being
But like
in
the
Cardiff
lodge,
in the summer
the
and having a
lodge
cold
feel,
brew.
The lodge feel of like getting off the mountain or heading to the mountain, but you're all dressed up, and then you go into like a nice warm little store or coffee shop or whatever it is, and it's the vibes are high. Everyone's excited to go skiing.
Chances
or
are there's
snowboarding.
some whiskey in it.
Get a little liquor license in there,
Fuck, dude.
little fireball before you go hit the slopes.
But we'd have to figure out a way to do a seasonal thing. Like if
some
we
of
can
these
go
some
pop
of these
up.
mountains do fucking mountain biking in the summer, and that shit's cracking too.
I know, but it ain't cracking like the snow.
Dude, sometimes it is.
Like that many people.
Whistler's fucking cranking with
Okay,
people.
Whistler's different. I'm talking locally.
Mammoth. Or Big Bear.
I know Mammoth gets action, but it's definitely not like the fucking snow. Like every single human that we've ever talked to the last 4 months is every single person is going to Mammoth, going to Mammoth, going to Mammoth. In the summer, it's like
I think it's a different crowd.
yeah, maybe they're traveling from other places. I'm just saying, I'd have to go up there and check it out myself.
Yeah.
But that would be cool too. But definitely, I'm just saying, during the winter, we would smash. Could you imagine a fucking hot empanada? But check this out. Instead of serving them in the little things that we serve them now, we serve them in foil so they still stay warm.
Oh, we should do that.
And you throw them in your fucking...
Should we start doing that? Wrap them in foil.
So they stay hot?
Wrap
Like, hey, are you taking it to go or you're eating it right now? They're to go. We throw a little foil thing inside the bag.
Can you imagine wrapping like 5 bacon empanadas together, like in a
Like a log.
like a cylinder? Yeah.
And then you're on the mountain and you're fucking just crushing warm empanadas. Are you kidding me?
On the lift.
Dang. If any of you
Freaking-
listening, any of you 10 people listening have ends
We got
at Mammoth,
Yeah, dude.
then find us a spot, man. we'll
I
do
can
it.
see it now. Empanadas, coffee on the lift, heading up. Boom, you whack a couple empanadas. You're sipping that. You just keep the coffee with you on your first couple runs as warm up, you know?
You mean you keep it like in your belly?
No. You fucking just roll down the fucking hill with the fucking cup. You're just getting warmed up. Keep it mellow. 1 or 2 runs. Cup of coffee in hand, like a G. Because you're that good, you know?
I suck, so I couldn't do that. I'd have to crush coffee before, get all jacked, take a thing of empanadas, and then I could be, every time I fall, I would pull out an
You have
empanada.
a fucking smash empanada in your pocket.
Whatever, man.
We'll have to get you up there, dude. I haven't been in
I'll
so
keep it in my
long.
hood, because normally I don't bang my head too much. I'm not falling on my arms or my ass, so.
You need a helmet.
Oh, I for sure wore a helmet.
Remember that time you almost smashed your head against the cement?
I did smash my head against the cement.
Was that the night we were cooking burgers in our 1-bedroom apartment on the fucking carpet?
Yeah, we've done it all. We'll get into that. We'll get into all that schnitzel.
Yeah. Well, I don't really want to cut it short, but I think my hands are cold.
My pata is frozen,
So
and I kind of want to check out the sunset. And
I'm gonna
talk
swing.
for a
I'm gonna
minute.
swing this around actually,
Yeah, turn that bitch around.
so you guys can see what we're looking at.
Now, if you want to come to this location, you can hit us up and we'll tell you. It's not hard to find at all. It is literally up Sunrise Highway. Not a big deal. It's just fucking cool out here. You can come out here, take a little walk, bring your dog, let your dog off leash, even though it says like no dogs off leash, but there's no one out here. If you got a good dog, they're gonna love getting in the snow. Then you can huck a snowball at your wife or husband or girlfriend or whatever.
Or just push them over.
Over what? In the snow?
Push them over into the snow. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a
All right,
beer.
guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Frozen thumb up.